Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to another Good Morning Tottenham. Spurs take on Middlesbrough in the FA Cup round of 16 at the Riverside tomorrow night at 7:55. Tottenham's last chance for a trophy, and we're looking forward to this one. Obviously, we went out of the League Cup to Chelsea in December. We're out of the Conference League. The league title is now out of reach. So if there's going to be any chance of a trophy, it's going to be this one. No replays as well, so that it has to end, whatever happens has to end tomorrow night. They've already knocked out Man United at Old Trafford, although it was on penalties in a quite fortuitous way. But with Chris Wilder at the helm, they're definitely in there with a chance. We saw what he did with Sheffield United. He's done a great job there, and I think he's improving Middlesbrough as well since he's come in. So it's not going to be the easiest of games, but hopefully we've learnt our lessons maybe from the Burnley game, and we go into this game full of confidence after swatting aside Leeds.
Yeah. So welcome everyone to the stream. Good morning, everyone. We'll get into the actual match preview in a sec, but when you look at the kind of teams left in the FA Cup, the next round is the quarterfinals. Luton, Chelsea, the big teams left in it. All the big teams got kept apart in this round. So Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, West Ham, Tottenham, Leicester, and Everton. I mean, how do you rate our chances in this competition?
All the big teams are left in it, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Yeah, so, apart from Manchester United,
but
they're all still in it. Yeah,
the Man United, are they the best of the teams? No, they're not. So
you got a big team as well.
I know, but they got you got City, Liverpool, Chelsea, the big three. Those are the three I'm most scared of. I'm not scared about facing United. I as much as we might lose to them, but we definitely have a good chance of beating them as well. When it comes to Chelsea, City, and Liverpool, it's almost like
you scared to face City.
Yeah, look, they beat us, but they're a better team than us. That's the reality. That
we got their number.
In a cup game, when the going gets they beat us in the final last year, didn't they? In the League Cup final. When it really matters, are we really going to beat them? I question that. So it's obviously we're fourth favourites, I would say, aren't we?
Fourth favourites. Yeah. So after the third, probably fourth favourites. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Out of the last 16, so it's still a long way to go to get this trophy. Obviously, we have performed quite well against the bigger teams, against Liverpool and City, not so well much against Chelsea. We have performed well, but in a cup game, it's a bit different, isn't it? Doing that pragmatic approach in a cup game, it doesn't always work out in the same way. Cup games are usually a lot more open and a lot more gung ho. So whether if we face these, first we have to go overcome Middlesbrough. But if we do, and we face one of these big teams, I don't know, it's going to be very, very difficult to overcome it. Especially Liverpool now just won another domestic cup yesterday. Man City, it doesn't matter what team they play out. A lot of it can depend on injuries at the time.
I must say it was nice to see Chelsea lose yesterday. Definitely was. I definitely brought a smile to my face. Not that I like Liverpool or anything, but I just hate Chelsea. But when you're looking at the kind of form between Spurs and Middlesbrough, we have played them a couple of times over the last couple of years. I think there was once under Poch, once under Jose. If you bring up the form, they're actually on really good form, especially at home. They've won their last 5 home games, Middlesbrough. And they beat Manchester United on penalties. But to be honest, that Man United game, Man United should have won that game.
Yeah.
They were the much better side and they just missed their chances on the day. So, I mean, if it's like a repeat performance of that from Middlesbrough, you would expect us to get through it quite convincingly if we can put away our chances.
It's not just that as well. They got that very lucky goal they scored, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, there was a handball, which they definitely should have been given. I think it got a massive stroke of luck that the rule means is accidental and it doesn't count. But I think that those incidences, that has to be given as a handball when it flicked off on Duncan Watford's hand. So, yeah, they got lucky. Bruno missed some gilt-edged chances. They were missing loads of chances, to be honest. And then they managed to sneak from penalties, very late in the day. So I think for sure, if Middlesbrough is putting a similar performance, Tottenham should have too much against them. But Look, we've seen recently Championship clubs at home in good form. You saw how Forest battered Leicester. What was it, 4-1, 4-2?
Yeah.
In the cup, Forest beat Arsenal 1-0 not so long ago. So when a team is full of confidence and they have that momentum, they'll be confident going into this game. They'll look to put us under pressure, especially early on. They'll come flying out the traps. I've got no doubt about it. They're going to be really super aggressive. So we have to be wary of that. But as long as we're riding that out, like, there's no issue why we shouldn't comfortably win this.
Yeah, I completely agree. If you bring up the last performances against Middlesbrough, like I said, we played them once under Jose, I believe, and once under Poch. That one in 2020, I mean, they took us to a replay in the FA Cup with a draw away at the Riverside, 1-1. Do you remember that game at all? How did that game pan out? I can't really remember it.
Yeah, I think we were 1-0 down, and then Lucas Moura scored a header in the second half, made it 1-1. We took it back to the lane, and I'm pretty sure Lo Celso scored in the 2-1 win. We were 2-0 up, and then they got a late consolation. Under Poch in the league, that was actually, I remember that game, September 2016. That was potentially the real birth of Son, if I remember, because I think Kane was injured, and then Son stepped in, and he was brilliant. He scored 2 amazing goals, and then he went on from strength to strength from then on, pretty much. So Son definitely has previous against Middlesbrough, but yeah, look, they've been relegated. They haven't been in the Premier League for a while before then, so we haven't played them too many times, but we have a decent record against them when we have faced them.
Yeah, so if you bring up the Middlesbrough lineup, this is the lineup they did play in the last game. Apart from Watmore, I think he used to play for Sunderland, right?
He did, yeah.
Apart from Watmore, do you know many of these other players in the team?
I know Paddy McNair, the centre-back.
Oh, he used to play for Man United.
He used to play for Man United. And apparently he has 4 goals this season. So that's
really
impressive for a centre-back. Lumley
must be quite strong from set pieces then, Middlesbrough.
Which is not good to hear if that's true. I think, I don't know. I don't know whether it must be if he's scoring goals. I know Lumley was the hero last time out against Man United, although wasn't it Elanga who missed the penalty? I think he just skied it, if I remember rightly. So it wasn't like he was brilliant, but I think he was brilliant in normal time. And then obviously the centre mid, Johnny Howson. He used to play for Leeds. He used to play for Norwich, I think. So he was a good player. And I think they're the Watmore's partner there, Spora. He's their top goal scorer, I believe, with 8 goals. I think up front, 8 goals, 3 assists this season. So not doing too bad. But they haven't got anyone who's like, been killing it in terms of goals scored. I think I think he's with 8 goals is their top goal scorer. But they are in good form, especially at home under Wilder, and he's a good manager. I think he could be. I'm more worried about him than I am about their team, like how he's going to set them up, and because he's so good at getting more than the sum of its parts.
And we saw that with his teams at Sheffield United in the Premier League. The first year Sheffield United were in the Premier League, they were brilliant, weren't they? Absolutely brilliant with that overlapping centre-backs and stuff like that. I mean, they gave everyone a hard game, didn't they, in that first year? Second year, they got found out a little bit, and I'm not sure what happened, but the wheels fell off in that second year. But first year, they were brilliant, weren't they?
Yeah, I think the first year, it was just a miracle how they performed, and I think it was only going to be a matter of time before those players kind of got found out or reverted back to type, and they couldn't keep up those levels that Wilder was getting out of them for too long. And also they didn't invest too much or anything really in their second season. I think they signed just Ryan Brewster up front, and that was never going to be a sustainable solution. So he ended up leaving. I don't know whether he left because he felt like he'd gone as far as he could with that club, or I couldn't remember if he ended up getting sacked in the end. He left mid-season, but he's a brilliant manager. I'm surprised no one in the Premier League went for him. I think he's a Premier League manager. In my opinion, and where are Borough now? Are they in the playoffs?
8th.
How far off the playoffs
2
are
points
they?
off the playoffs.
I reckon they'll hit the playoffs before the end of the season. The way things are going.
It's interesting because they're only 1 point below Sheffield United. Them two going at loggerheads each other for the playoffs.
Fair enough. I think he's just such easy. I think he did he took them over. I think from League One, wasn't he? Or he took Sheffield United over, and then he took them to the Premier League, and got them mid-table, and did a great job. And also, they're a very solid team, but they can play some good football as well. Like with the overlapping fullbacks. That's how he plays with the wing back. overlapping centre backs, 3 at the back, but they like to get forward a lot. And he showed with players who maybe aren't so good how he was able to get results. So that's definitely something to watch out for in this game. But with the quality we have, it's all about just as long as we don't take this game lightly, we'll be fine. Because the quality we have is so superior to what they have.
In terms of taking the game lightly and in terms of Antonio Conte, what sort of team do you think we're going to put out? How many changes? Because there's not actually that much we can do, but do you think that we're going to see a Steven Bergwijn? Do you think the midfield kind of picks itself because there are only 2 fit midfielders unless we put a Harvey White or someone like that in? Do you think we see these kind of players?
Yeah, I think we have to play Winks and Højbjerg. Yeah. I think we got no choice, unfortunately. That's just the reality of the situation. And also, not just that, we do have a bit of a break because we're playing on Monday night, so we have a 6-day break between now and between tomorrow and the Everton game. So I wouldn't be surprised, actually, if it's fairly strong. I think the likes of Bergwijn and potentially Lucas will play. I think I wouldn't be I think Kane has to play because he's our only focal point.
Even if he has one leg.
Yeah, I think he has to play. That's just reality. I think maybe Reguilon potentially comes in, but I think centre backs again. Maybe Sanchez comes in, but I think Dyer and I don't think Rodon comes in. I think it will only be Sanchez potentially. I think Dyer definitely plays, and I think Davis probably plays as well. So I reckon we might rest Romero, put Sanchez in. So I think it'll be a few changes, but I think the main players, I think like the spine of the team will be kept.
I feel so bad for Joe Rodon. I mean, he never gets a look in, never gets a chance. And even in an FA Cup game against a Championship side, still not going to get a chance.
I know, but I feel like, unfortunately, this is a big game.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't rush. I want to go. I think, like, you can afford to put a Bergwijn in or Lucas, but like I wouldn't want to risk putting Rodon in. That's just how I feel. I think Conte might feel the same.
Interesting. I think Reguilon definitely comes back in for this one. I mean, he hasn't played in a while. Obviously, he had COVID and what have you. And I think Sessegnon is playing well. So I think Sessegnon has actually got the shirt in the Premier League games, and I think that he'll put Reguilon in for this one and then put Sessegnon probably back in for the league game.
Yeah, talking about Sessegnon, there's rumours now, according to the Times, that he's set to sign a new contract.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good.
It's good. I'm not saying it's not good, but is it a bit early? Like, has he like, how many years has he got left? I think he must have signed a 5-year deal. So he's probably got 2 years left at the end of the season. I guess maybe it's not early, but because he would have been there 3 years, I guess, at the end of the season.
His contract runs out in 2025.
Yes, that's 2 years. So he signed a 6-year deal. He signed a 6-year deal. Oh, so he's got another 3 years left. So do we really need to be giving him a new contract? Surely, like, as much as I'm not saying I don't like him. I think he's playing well at the moment, but it's only a good spell. Like, surely you want him to prove it.
It's all about how much Conte believes in him. And if Conte really believes in him and thinks he can be an important player in the future, then I'm all for it. I think, why not?
Just because I think, because first he's got 3 years left. Secondly, he's only really starting to show now what he's all about and proving his worth. I don't think has he played well enough over the course of 3 years to earn a new contract. Probably not. Only recently. So I want him to show it over a longer period before we say to him, look, you've earned a new contract. I don't feel he's earned it yet. That's my feeling. Yeah,
I get what you're saying, but I think that, look, he's come in this season, he's done well at times, but before this season, he's never showed anything. He hasn't showed anything. But it's all about what the inner workings of the club think of him, Antonio Conte and his coaching staff. And if they really believe in him, then I fully back them giving him a new contract.
Fair enough.
And I think that's what it comes down to at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm excited by what he's showing. I think we're finally starting to see. I think first of all, under Conte, he's got the best manager to get the best out of him and improve him. He knows how to play wing backs, and I think he's finally starting to get to grips with things because we're definitely seeing more confidence in his play. He's using his pace and his strength. We're definitely seeing a bit more quality as well when he gets on the left-hand side. We saw when he was at Fulham in the Championship that he has the ability to score goals, even as a young player. He was 16 or 17 when he was banging in goals in the Championship from the left wing. So he's shown that he's capable of doing that. So it's about him getting up to speed with the Premier League, getting physically ready, which I think he's getting there. And I think this kid, you know, again, he's so young. He's what, 21? Like he's 21. He joined as an 18-year-old. So he's got so much time left on his side. People wrote him off way too quickly, I think. And I am excited about. I'm not saying I'm not excited by what he can do and what he's showing at the moment. I am. I'm just saying it. Like I feel like he's had a good run of form, and we're rushing in a new contract. I feel like maybe just wait till the end of the season. Maybe they are, and obviously he hasn't signed anything anyway. So maybe it's just rumours. So.
Yeah, look,
yeah, maybe they are waiting to the end of the season.
Look, it is just rumours. I mean, we can't read into it too much.
It's just from the Times. Gary Jacob is saying Tottenham lining up a new contract for Sessegnon.
But if we do give him a new contract, I think that will be down to what Conte and the coaching staff think of him. And if they do, there's no reason why we shouldn't, because you know Conte knows more than all of us. He sees him in training every single day, and he's also started to get performances out of him. So I completely back it if that's the case.
Yeah, and I'm just happy we have. That left side now looks pretty strong with him and Reguilon fighting out for the left wing-back role. It takes the pressure off Reguilon a bit in terms of him having to play every game like he was like first half of the season. And now hopefully Sessegnon is given more confidence. And do you think maybe I know, maybe it's a bit early to talk about it, but you look at the left-back role at the moment for England. We know Southgate likes to play three at the back a lot of the time, or some, you know, he's done it before. You've got Luke Shaw there, you've got Chilwell there. Who's got a long-term injury. If Sessegnon, you know, keeps playing well for us, and we, you know, start doing well in the league, could he start getting England caps? Do you reckon?
It's a big ask. I mean, I think when Chilwell comes back, I think they'll be fighting it out. Shaw and Chilwell.
Who else is there? Shaw and Chilwell. Who else is there? I can't think off the top of my head. Who's more England? Because Ashley Young was at the World Cup, but he's obviously well out the picture now.
I think Sessegnon's got a long way to go to fight his way in between Shaw and Chilwell.
Yeah, but if one of them's injured, could he be back? You know, who else is there?
I can't think who else we got at left.
Well, the English left backs are there, people. I can't think off the top of my head what other English left backs there are, especially left wing backs.
If there's an injury, there's always a chance. But I think that right now, if I know Chilwell's injured, but by let's say the summer or something, he should be back. So
he'll be back for the World Cup, yeah, for sure.
So the World Cup's even later than that. It's in December. So
Cresswell, yeah, but Cresswell's old now. I don't think he's getting in for England.
Yeah, but Cresswell is old, but you got to say Cresswell is a better player than Sessegnon right now.
Danny Rose, Hudson-Odoi, yeah, Danny Rose ain't getting anywhere. Yeah, but he's not going to call up a 32-year-old Cresswell.
It depends if he trusts him more than Sessegnon.
I don't think he would have called him up by now. I don't think he.
Well, he didn't call him up by now because he's had left backs that have been fit and playing well in terms of Chilwell.
No, Rose, like Danny Rose, was ahead of him. Like he played Ashley Young ahead of him.
Yeah.
So I think. Look, Cresswell is a decent left back. I'm not saying he's bad, but I think he would rather pick. I know, knowing Southgate, how he likes to trust the younger players. I'm pretty sure he'd rather call up Sessegnon and build him up rather than call up Cresswell. I can't imagine him calling up a 32-year-old Aaron Cresswell. James Justin, someone said, yeah, he's decent.
Yeah, he's also had his injury problems this year.
He's had a big
James
injury.
Justin, but I actually really rate Justin. I think he's a top quality fullback. Yeah. I really do.
I think he's a more natural right back than left back.
He can play both though.
Yeah, he can. Lamptey, but he's more right. Tyrick Mitchell from Crystal Palace. That's a fair comment. He looks good as well. But Sessegnon's the only one who's kind of more consistently playing left wing back, which England do like to play a back three. So look, there's not much competition there. So I think definitely, and Conte said as well. What was it in the recent press conference that he could be a very important player for Tottenham and for England?
Yeah, he needs more game time, more consistent game time if he's going to get any thought of the England running. Right now, it's way too early to say, in my opinion. I think he needs a consistent run of games over a long stretch of time before he's considered for the England role.
Yeah, he does, but I'm saying the competition, he's there. I think he's in the conversation. When you talk about after, if you take Shaw and Chilwell out of it, he's definitely in the conversation.
If you take Shaw and yeah, of course. Well, look, again, he needs a run of games, and if he's just playing a bit part role like he has been, a few games here, a few games there, then he won't be considered for it. I don't think.
No, I'm not saying he's going to the World Cup. I'm just saying right now there actually isn't too many left backs out there.
Yeah.
So I think definitely that should drive him on as well. That should be even more incentive. And I'm liking what I'm seeing from Session at the moment. But anyway, hopefully we'll see if he starts tomorrow or if Reguilon gets the nod. But the Session on the new contract, I am liking what I'm seeing from him.
Definitely. Definitely in the last few games as well. I mean, Kyle Walker-Peters, people are saying in the comments, I know he's naturally more of a natural right, but he's also been playing sometimes on the left too.
Again,
and he's had a really good season, Kyle Walker-Peters. So could he be in with the running?
Potentially, but again, I've never actually liked him at left back. I think he's one of those players who can do a job at left back, but he doesn't thrive there. He plays really well when he's at right back, and when he's a left back, he's kind of like a steady option, but he doesn't get forward as well as he does when he's a right back. I feel he's not as much as a threat. I think when he's been at right back this season, Walker-Peters, he's been brilliant. I think he's been, and England are blessed with so many right backs.
Yeah,
so like we've got, it's ridiculous how many right backs England have. That's not even like we have some of the best in the world. I think if you were picking anyone's selection of right backs, you'd have to go with England's, like in the world football, because it's just ridiculous. You've got Trent there, who doesn't even start every game.
Reece James,
Trippier, Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah,
you got and you got Kyle Walker-Peters. You got
James Justin,
Max Aarons. Like that's even moving all the way down. Like you've got so many Kyle Walker-Peters. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. That
guy from Rangers as well. I think he's English, isn't
Tavernier.
he? Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So right back situation is definitely blessed for England. But back on the game, how do you think the game's going to pan out, and what's your score prediction?
Yeah, we just want to avoid going extra time and penalties because that's probably what they're looking for. I think when you saw it at Old Trafford, like as soon as they got the goal, it was sharp shot, batten down the hatches, park the bus, and take your. It was kind of like it will take our chances with penalties, kind of thing. So we've got to make sure we avoid that situation. We've got to be clinical. I think against Leeds, we showed how clinical we can be. When we have the players there, so I think we're going to win. I'm confident we're going to win. I'm going to go 2-1.
That's a bad omen.
I know. Whenever we're not confident, that's usually when we get the result. But I'm going to go 2-1. I think we'll get a couple of moments of quality. I think they'll probably, with the home crowd behind them in an FA Cup game, it's a cup clash. So I reckon they might get a goal from somewhere. But I think we should have too much for them. And I just hope we don't go to extra time with penalties. But, I'm going to go 2-1 Spurs.
2-1. All right, who's going to get the goals?
Going to go with Kane and Bergwijn.
Ooh, Bergwijn to get on the score sheet.
Yeah,
Why not?
Why not?
I'm going to go 2-0 Spurs. I think that if we play if we stick with the team that we have been playing with the defence with Dyer, Romero and Davis, I'm not saying we will, but if we do, I think that defence should be a bit too solid, and I trust that defence to keep them out.
Do you think, seeing as it's 6 days away from Everton, does he go just unchanged, or does he make changes?
If I was Conte right now, I would go with our strongest team because it's so long until our next game. That's just me personally, but I got a feeling that Conte might mix it up a bit just to give a few more players the chance, because other players need a chance as well. Because we've got other players that have been on the bench, like a Bergwijn, like a Rodon, like a Sanchez, these kind of players who have performed well this season. Bergwijn, scored 2 goals against Leicester, played really well against West Ham. He's come in and done okay in other games as well. So I think Bergwijn has been a bit unlucky in terms of not getting enough minutes. I'm not sure what the Lucas Moura situation is, but if he is fit, I actually expect Lucas to play if he's fit, because he's been one of our best players this season. Yeah, he's gone off the boil a bit recently, but he's definitely a first-team player, and it's a bit unfortunate that Kulu's come in and oust him out the team pretty much. So I think Lucas Moura does deserve a bit more minutes than he has been, but obviously he's injured at the moment, and I'm not sure what the situation is.
Problem is, if we start Højbjerg and Winks, one of them gets injured.
Yeah,
it's not a very good situation, is it? Although we did hear from ITK that Bentancur should be fit for Everton, didn't we?
Yeah.
So let's hope that's true. But and Ollie Skip as well. I'm hoping he's not too far along as well.
Let's hope so. But in this game, I fully expect it to be Højbjerg and Winks.
It has to be. We don't have a choice.
Yeah. So
Unless you want to
look,
play Harvey White.
I would go as strong as possible, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did see a Bergwijn or a Sanchez or even a Rodon. I wouldn't be surprised. But in terms of a scoreline, I'm going to go 2-0 Spurs. I think we can keep them out on the other end. And I think we can take our chances as well with Kane and Son playing well at the moment. Kane being as ruthless as he's being from every area of the pitch. I'm going to go 2-0 to Spurs, and I'm going to go for Harry Kane to score 2 goals. So that's my prediction. I want to know your predictions in the comment section below. That is our match preview. Now it's time to get on some guests, and I believe we have some guests waiting. And first one is Mikey.
Let's get him on in a sec.
You right, Mikey?
Hey guys, how are you?
Yeah, all good, my friend. How you been?
I'm all good. I'm just not much has changed since yesterday. Obviously, I came on and spoke about the Leeds performance, and I'm hoping that this cup game is not a formality, because you can't say that a team who knocked out Man United on penalties with the penalty takers that United have is no mean feat. So I'm obviously quietly confident, but it's an away game, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is an away game against a Championship side who have won their last 5 in a row under Chris Wilder. Does that worry you? You know, he's a very good manager, isn't he, Wilder? And he's done a great job at Sheffield United, and he seems to be doing a very good stuff with Middlesbrough. And we've already seen this season in the FA Cup that Championship teams at home with high confidence can be dangerous teams.
I think that the lineup that he's going to be playing tomorrow is going to reflect how serious Conte's taking this cup, because if he rotates heavily and tries to, give the other B team a chance, because it's a sad reflection on our squad depth that our B team most likely wouldn't beat Middlesbrough. If we played an entirely changed second string 11, Galini in goal, if obviously all were fit, it would be Sanchez, Rodon, and Tanganga in the back 3 probably. And then Cess and Doherty or Emerson. Or it's a sad reflection that we don't have the squad depth to play a second string 11 and be confident to get a result. So it looks like Conte is going to go for a stronger 11. Maybe not the strongest. I'm sure there'll be a couple of changes. Maybe put Sanchez into the back line instead of Romero or Dyer or something like that. But there won't be wholesale changes. But I don't think he'll play. I think Kulu will definitely get a rest. Maybe Bergwijn or Mora will come in. But I don't think he'll play. I don't think he'll deviate too much from the lineup that we saw against Leeds.
In terms of the defence, do you expect to see a Sanchez or a Rodon come in, or do you think it will be the same back 3 that we have been playing in recent weeks?
I think he might rest Romero and play Davinson Sanchez in this game, because obviously, even though Romero's had a run of games in the side, he's played 90 minutes in all games since coming back from injury, pretty much except the first game back. So I know Conte won't be necessarily cautious about that, but I still think he'll give, because Romero has been so important for us since he's been back, the quality in our defence with Dyer and Romero being back is fairly evident for everyone to see. So I think he won't rest Dyer, because without Dyer, our back line has no organisation. So he'll definitely start him, but I think we might see Sanchez come in. I think Emerson will play. I don't think Emerson will play. I think he'll play Matt Doherty, because after a game against Leeds, it's nice to have like a championship opposition to come up against, and then have your right back gain some confidence from that, So I'm hoping to see a good game from Doherty. I think he'll be looking at the Everton game and saying, I'll think about Reguilon or Cess. I'm not really sure who he'll start tomorrow, because if he starts Reguilon, then I think it's pretty clear that if he starts Reguilon tomorrow, I think it's pretty clear that he now favours Sessegnon over Reggie, because if he's been playing Sessegnon last couple of games I know Reguilon had COVID, but I think if you look at Cess's performances, I think he starts to favour Cess over Reguilon if he plays Reguilon tomorrow. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, interesting. And well, first of all, how do you rate our chances in the FA Cup with 3 of the big teams still left in it? Man City, Liverpool and Chelsea. How do you expect our chances in this competition now?
Well, if we don't face Chelsea, I fancy our chances. um, uh, Obviously, we've played Chelsea, 4 times this season and lost all
4
4.
times. Yeah.
So, Chelsea, we haven't played Liverpool a second time. We haven't lost to Man City or Liverpool this season yet. I don't think. My sorry, my knowledge might be deceiving me there, but I think we're unbeaten against City and Liverpool.
Yeah.
So I think if we get one of those two to face Chelsea and then knock them out, I don't think we'll win it, but I think we could get a good run to the semis or even the final. But I'm I'm the same as I am with the trophy every year. I don't expect anything, but it's nice if we do get a cup under our belt. But I'm not expecting the FA Cup to be a formality. I'm not expecting it to be a trophy that we can win because of the caliber of opposition around us. Liverpool are supercharged. They're going for all 4. They want the City are clinging on to dear life for the Premier League title. So it's looking like a very interesting race around the top end of the Premier League in cup competitions as well. And with the FA Cup being the only cup competition left for Tottenham, it looks like Antonio Conte might be keeping one eye on it as a way to restore some hope to the Tottenham fan base. Because if he can win a cup for us, where so many other managers, believe it or not, it was Juan de Ramos who won us our last cup.
Yeah.
But if he can fail where every manager since Juan de Ramos if he can succeed where every manager since Ramos has failed, then he might have more of an incentive to stay. So we'll wait and see how this sort of cup pans out. I'd be happy if we win it. I don't expect us to, but I'll be happy if we do. I mean, who wouldn't be?
Yeah, I was about to say that's a surprise. You would be happy if we win it. But if I could give you just one option, you could only pick one option between top 4 and an FA Cup win. What would you choose?
So is that under the proviso that if we win the FA Cup, we don't finish in the top 4?
Yeah, one or the other.
See, that's a hard question because we're so trophy starved. The jokes about it, even like rival fans are starting to clown people who make Tottenham trophy jokes in comments of social media posts because it's so overused. But finishing top 4 would almost guarantee Conte to stay because he'd like to give Tottenham a chance in the Champions League. But then next season, are we really going to make any headway in the Champions League? Our squad is severely weaker than it was under Poch. If Conte's given significant backing this summer, yeah, but I don't see us being able to strengthen enough to put together a solid run in the Champions League. And if we end up not even coming out of our group, we end up going into the Europa League knockout stages anyway. So maybe a month ago, with top 4 in a much more realistic position, I would have said top 4. But now I pick the FA Cup win because even if we don't finish top 7, top 8, the FA Cup gives you a direct route into the Europa League, I believe, or with the new Conference League rules. I can't remember what that.
It's the Europa League, yeah.
So winning the FA Cup would give us a direct route into the Europa League. So if we crumbled in the league for whatever and didn't finish inside the top 7, at least winning the FA Cup would give us European football for next season anyway. So I would pick an FA Cup win personally.
Interesting.
What about you guys?
Me personally, it's a very hard decision. I mean, obviously we're very trophy starved, and I would absolutely bite your hand off for an FA Cup. I would love to win the FA Cup. I really would. Obviously, the last time we won it was in '91. But I think for the future of this football club, in terms of the business that we're going to do in the summer, I just think being in the Champions League is more important for the future of the club in terms of bringing in the targets in the summer, and also for Conte and Harry Kane as well. So I think begrudgingly, I would probably pick the top 4, although I would absolutely kill for an FA Cup. But I think just for the outlook of next season, I think I would pick top 4.
I just miss those nights when we played Barca and Madrid, and those magical Champions League nights at Tottenham and at the new stadium as well. Like, as much as an FA Cup would be amazing, and winning on that day would just be incredible. Like I would be like on top of the world for 24 hours if we won that FA Cup. But I do miss that Champions League music ringing out White Hart Lane. I can't deny it. And people when people say, how can you want top 4 of a trophy? Like, do you not remember those nights? Like, I don't like. Do you not? There was a lot of glory in those nights, and that was something to cherish, and we took it for granted potentially at the time.
Yeah, but it's not even just about those nights. It's about kind of the transfer window in the summer. And
Yeah, that too.
I think that's the thing more important for me is securing the future and like securing Conte and Kane and getting the targets we need in the summer to potentially kick on as a football club. And I think when players are looking at this club to come in the summer, if we have an FA Cup trophy behind us, people will look at it like, yeah, okay, look, they won the FA Cup. But if we are in the Champions League, they're like, all right, I can play in the Champions League.
No one joins a club because they're FA Cup winners.
Exactly.
They don't.
Exactly.
That's just reality. They don't. Or League Cup winners. They join a club because they do win regular trophies, but they don't win it because off the back of being FA Cup. If a team A wins the FA Cup and team B's in the Champions League and a player has a choice and they're both offering the same money, they go to the Champions League team. They don't go to the FA Cup winners.
I mean, you wouldn't hear Vlahovic's agent saying, "Come to Tottenham. They won the FA Cup, but they're playing Conference League." You know, it would for the future. It would safeguard Tottenham's interests for at least another year. It would give Harry Kane a reason to stay. But again, once you do make it into the Champions League, you don't have any guarantee that you'll make it. I agree. We could get drawn in a group of death against PSG, Man City, and someone like Inter Milan. And then
Yeah, but those are the nights we live for.
Yeah.
We love those groups. We love a group of death.
It's not about who we're going to get in the group stage and how far we can go in the Champions League. Obviously, we want to go as far as possible as we can. But the fact of the matter is, if you're a Champions League team, you've got more pull in the transfer window than you do if you're an FA Cup winner. That's just the facts of the matter.
Yeah, I agree. It's a very, very hard decision. For the present, I'd pick the FA Cup. For the future, you pick the Champions League. And in football, football's all about glory and winning trophies, but it's also about keeping your club secure for the future. So I say for the future, Champions League, for the present, FA Cup. But I mean, who knows? Maybe winning the FA Cup would give Harry Kane a reason to stay because he finally wins a trophy for us and is convinced that we can compete for trophies anyway. But, you know, at the end of the day, I don't think Champions League qualification it's still our top priority, but the form we've shown recently, it's looking more and more like a pipe dream and relying on other results to go our way rather than it being in our own hands, which is a bit, you know, it's not the best. But I don't know. We'll see how this season pans out. I know there are quite a few more guests waiting to come on. I won't spoil who they are this time, but there's quite a few more guests waiting to come on, so I won't take up much more of your time. I've got to go and do some uni work anyway. But it was great chatting to you guys, and you know, come on, you Spurs, and obviously it's on BBC One tomorrow, so I will be watching. The game. So yeah.
All right, big up, Mikey. Thanks for coming on, and we'll speak to you soon.
Bye.
That was Mikey, everyone. Let's keep moving. And the next guest, he's looking very shining today. Brian Daigle. Oh, there we go. The Italian job. Loving it. How are we today, Brian?
All good. Can everyone hear me today? Because I'm back on my tablet.
What did you say? No, I'm joking. I can hear you.
I almost fell for that. Yeah.
We good today?
We're good.
All right. Big game, FA Cup. And I know how much the FA Cup means to you. In terms of the way we're going to set up for this game, do you expect Conte to go fully full strength tomorrow?
Do you know what? I was thinking he may rest players, but like people have said in the comments, when you look at Everton being like 6 days later, he has got the option to go full strength. It's just whether he does. The reason I say whether he does, it's just because of injury crisis. Does he go full strength? Yes, they got time to rest after, or does he rotate a couple just to make sure they keep fresh and doesn't risk an injury? So it's a tough one, but I think if there's any change, I think, like I said, I hope to see Bergwijn. I really want to see Bergwijn play. I think he deserves a start, and that's the only for sure person I would swap. But then I think you may see Emerson, because I think Doherty will be used for the Everton game. And like I said, we have got a rest. But I think just to keep things fresh, he may do it. But I expect a very, very strong team.
Yeah, me too. But, we don't have many options. Like in centre mid, we have to play Højbjerg and Winks because those are only two options because of injuries. Skip and Bentancur set to be out. So as much as he might want changes, he might be forced into not changing.
Well, Højbjerg's had his 1 game rest that he needs for like 5 seasons, so he's good to go. So that's fine. I mean, obviously, Winks had a great game against Leeds. It's just, are Middlesbrough going to play that kind of Leeds football where they can do what Chris Wilder does? And it could be a lot tougher game for Winks. And he may not have as much as an influence as he did against Leeds on Saturday, but he's going to have to do a job, isn't he? Like you said, we're bare-boned in that department.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a big debate there with Mikey with top 4 and FA Cup. I think I know what your answer is, but why is that your answer?
Why am I FA Cup? FA Cup all day long. Do you know why? Yes, the financial rewards of the Champions League is better, but we let's face it, we haven't seen it. And I'm more concerned with the FA Cup. I want the FA Cup for the fans. We've gone 13 years without a goddamn trophy. Yeah, we can say, yeah, we were in the Champions League for 4 years. Yeah, we got to a final. And all these trips that you two went on and all the other Spurs fans, they were magical, absolutely magical. But as a fan, I want to see a trophy, and not once every 13, 14, 15, 16 years. Also, I think Harry Kane deserves, Hugo Lloris, and these players that have been in there for ages deserve a trophy. And yeah, these are imperative. And once you've got that first trophy, like when Jose first came to Chelsea, the very, very first time, he always used to go for the Carling Cup or whatever it was called back then, the League Cup. And once you got that trophy over the line, the players you have got start getting that belief that, yes, we can do this. Yes, we can get to the finish and not choke. So don't get me wrong. The financial implications is hands down the Champions League. But myself as a fan and knowing that, so when I grew up, that the FA Cup hasn't lost any of its magic to me. I mean, obviously it got watered down a bit when Man U went and won the Champions League and went to that first World Club Cup, and then it started being used to blood youngsters in, and people were playing these weakened teams. But to me, that cup is still as goddamn special as it was in 1991. This cup is also one of the biggest connections that got me and Bob Spur talking. Our love for that 91 FA Cup season. And for me, just this FA Cup is huge. Not just for this season, but just to get that FA Cup will be incredible. And I think it'll be a huge morale boost for the club, the supporters, and for the players that it's got there.
But when you've got like big clubs, like big Champions League clubs coming to White Hart Lane, and you got those magical Champions League nights, is that also big for the club and big for the fans as well? When you got likes of Barcelona or Bayern Munich, or all these teams coming to Tottenham and us travelling away, and all those kind of moments.
No, Simi, listen, you're right. When you go down on this, when you look at Tottenham and their history, and you start talking trophies, and you say 91 FA Cup, 99 League Cup, 2008 Carabao Cup, we don't go, the year that Gareth Bale destroyed Mycon. That's a
we
great
still talk
moment.
About that.
Everyone talks about that. Everyone talks about that.
You talk about that, but
we speak about him getting a hat-trick in a 4-3 defeat.
A game and a moment. This club is built to win things. You don't win moments. You don't win evenings. Don't get me wrong. Those moments will go on. Like when I was with you at City and Leicester. That will live with me for absolute an eternity. But I didn't see my club win a trophy for it. We won in dramatic style, which is part and part of football. But you support your football club because you want to win things and win trophies.
Brian, if you're a footballer and you're looking to sign for Club A, who are the FA Cup winners, or Club B, who are in the Champions League, which club do you join?
This is where that can get cut. If it was, let's say, Tottenham Hotspur won the FA Cup, or Glasgow Celtic or Rangers that have won the Champions League, where do you go? And then I chuck in. This is where you win the FA Cup. Let's say it's an FA Cup win.
No, 2 Premier League teams paying the same money.
Okay. But then this is where you look at, and you look what the Antonio Conte factor is. This is a huge when married players want to come and play for ex-manager, like Mourinho has done all his career, like managers want to go. Listen, Jurgen Klopp and Guardiola, you could say that they're always going to be in the Champions League. So that's But I guarantee you that if they weren't, and there are other clubs, people would want to go and play for them. Conte is one of those managers where you might not be able to offer him Champions League football, but if Conte is backed the way he wants to be and the way we hope he is, you can say, listen, yeah, we've won the FA Cup. I'm here. But next year, if everything goes right, you can guarantee you're playing Champions League football next year. You can guarantee it if he's backed correctly. So I know what you're saying. Like you said, we're in a world right now where finances obviously dictate everything. But you look at it as well when you say, if we win an FA Cup, didn't Harry Kane say he always wants to win trophies at Tottenham Hotspur?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a very big chance that he could win one this season. Well, I say very big chance, we're still in it, so there's every chance. He could win a trophy at Tottenham Hotspur.
But would you want to stay for a third season in a row without Champions League football? You know how ambitious he is.
If Conte is still there, like we hope he is, and this is why I'm actually taking a lot of satisfaction out the possible talk of Sessegnon signing, because if he's offering him a new contract, he's got to be belief, and it's got to show that he is going to be here and he wants to work with him a bit longer. So I'm taking probably more from that, probably reading more into that than there is. But I'm thinking if Conte's out giving people contracts, he's got to believe in the reason that he's here and staying. He's not going to start offering people contracts if he knows he's leaving.
Brian, it could just be a case of Conte laying to the hierarchy that this guy's a good player and he's got a big future, and then them taking it upon themselves to offer him a new contract. You know what I mean? It might not mean Conte's here for the foreseeable future.
Ben, even when I'm being positive now, why are you putting water on my fire? Why are you doing this to me? I'm trying to be the positive Brian, and you're trying to go, what are you doing to me?
Just putting a question out there, Brian.
I love it, Ben. I love it. No, listen, there's always someone and half a dozen of the other. And I just think, yes, the FA Cup is not what Harry Kane wants. It's not what he wants. He wants the Champions League. He wants the Premier League. But if he can win that, and say, I've actually done it, I have won a trophy at Tottenham, and then literally know that listen, I think Harry Kane, either way, gives us another year, especially if he ends the season the way he's playing and being that close to Jimmy Greaves. Because it doesn't matter how many trophies he wins under Jimmy Greaves, to go down as Spurs' record all-time goal scorer. And we know how long it's taken to get that with Jimmy Greaves, the late, great Jimmy Greaves. To have that honour, that your name isn't going to go in history forever, but it's going to take a long, long, long time for anyone to even approach your numbers. So I think the FA Cup is very, very important for Harry Kane. You've got to remember, Harry Kane grew up in the age where the FA Cup was still this big thing as well. It still is the biggest domestic cup in the world. And most reached and most... That cup has a hell of a lot of history that obviously people of a younger generation may know, it's the FA Cup, but obviously not the huge size of it in football history and worldwide. Got to remember, years ago, before all these television rights and everything, the FA Cup final was the only football game a lot of countries ever got to see over here. It was always shown. This cup is huge, and it's a huge part of Tottenham's history. A massive part. I mean, 1901, the first one ever to win it, and probably only ever will be non-league. The first one to win it 8 times. The year ends in 1. This club is synonymous with this FA Cup. And unfortunately, during this 30-year plight without it, the filth have gone and overtaken us by a landslide. And this FA Cup is so important to this club. Not just this season, I mean the cup itself. So I am FA Cup all day long.
All right. And what's your score prediction tomorrow?
Well, us three are in the studio. So 3-2 last minute. I reckon it's going to be a 2-0. 2-0, and I'm going to go for a Bergwijn brace.
Oh, loving it. Loving it. Loving it. We'll speak to you soon, Brian. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Am I seeing you tonight?
We'll speak. We'll speak on WhatsApp.
All right, give me a message, guys. Everyone in the chat, love to all. Let's just go. I'm not going to say it again, but I'm going to go FA Cup, FA Cup, FA Cup.
FA Cup in.
FA Cup in. Yes, FA Cup in. FA Cup in.
All right, Brian. Big up yourself. We'll speak to you in a bit.
See you, Brian.
It's Brian Daigle. So let's move on to KPV. You right,
Hello.
Carl?
You alright, boys?
How you doing?
Okay, just had a stressful weekend.
Oh, sorry to hear that, Carl. Hope you're doing okay.
Yeah, just been stressed by someone bullying me, so I'm fine. Just, yeah, and I'm okay.
That's
But,
terrible to hear. You don't deserve to be bullied, Carl. You're the best.
yeah, just by a 10-year-old girl bullied me.
Well, if you ever need anyone to talk to, we're here for you, Carl. You know that.
Yeah, like, yeah, but, like, and Doherty was not happy at the weekend because he watched the boxing and he didn't want to watch it because, was it Jack Cottrell actually won the fight, but the judges actually done a split decision. The referee done a split decision, which no one wants to watch the boxing again. I agree. And let's all laugh at Chelsea for yesterday. Woohoo! And the worst decision Tuchel ever made was taking off Mendy. Like, why do you want to bring on goalkeeper that refused to come off in the final in 2019? He refused to come off because he was suffering a cramp. Spanish goalkeeper, 71 million. Kepa, are you stupid? Kepa shit.
And also,
doesn't do well in League Cup finals.
Mendy just won the AFCON with a penalty shootout, didn't he?
Yeah, and he saved one. He only saved one, let in a few. But why did Thomas Tuchel take off the goalkeeper that Per Cech actually went and got last season? Lampard was the one to bought him, not Thomas Tuchel. Like, why would Thomas Tuchel take him off? He done it in a Super Cup against Villarreal, and Kepa actually saved it, but he missed one. And then
I think that penalty is still going into orbit now, Kepa's penalty.
Yeah, and
I thought he was taking a goal kick.
a young Liverpool fan joined the squad yesterday lifting the Carabao Cup trophy.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, but yeah, that was brilliant. But I watched it, and worst decision made by Thomas Tuchel, taking off probably not one of the best, but one of the best goalkeepers at the moment. But why would you take off probably who's won the African Cup of Nations with Senegal? And bad decision, mate. Bad decision.
Carl, we got the FA Cup tomorrow. Are you looking forward to it? Do you think we can go all the way?
Of course. Like, I know you're going to ask me what would I prefer, FA Cup or top four, but
Read our minds, Kyle.
I'm going to agree with Brian. I'm FA Cup all day long. Like,
Why is that?
because I know Kane doesn't want the FA Cup, he wants the Champions League, but I want the FA Cup because I know we've not won it more times than we already know who's won it more than us. That's scum Arsenal. But I want the FA Cup so we can win it for the first time since '91 when Gaza scored that stunning free kick against Arsenal. Gary Lineker scored too. But I just want the FA Cup. Then no rival fans can say, oh, we haven't won it. But finally we have won it, a trophy. Then that can be added with the 2008 Carling Cup in the cabinet. Then Arsenal are going to say they won more than us. But did they just get knocked out by Liverpool in the Carabao Cup? Yeah, they haven't won anything since 2020. Like, yeah, so if we can win this, then I'll be happy and I'll be at the front of that parade.
Damn right, Carl.
Yeah, you said that in the Champions League when you said you'd be back by 4 o'clock if we won the Champions League, but you said you'd be doing a parade, but we lost. And why was that not a penalty for Everton at the weekend?
Corruption, Kyle.
Lampard said he has a 3-year-old daughter. He said that she would tell you that's a penalty. Like, I agree, but I'm still pissed off from the Champions League final when it hit Sissoko here, not somewhere here. But VAR still pissed us off for the final, and it still annoys me to this day. Like, I think VAR needs to do something. It needs to be changed, or it might as well be scrapped. Get going.
Yeah, I think in terms of VAR, we're still in the early stages of VAR, and I think they're still working things out, and they will get better. But I think the officiating needs to be a lot better. That's for sure. I think it's
Yeah.
not the actual technology, but it's the people implementing it that's the issue, I think. But
Yeah,
in terms of the game tomorrow, what's your score prediction?
God, I'm probably gonna go 4-0 again, and I'm gonna go the same score as Doherty to score and assist, Kulusevski again, Kane and Son. Like, yeah, but I wonder what lineup Conte's gonna go for. But yeah, you heard it here. Doherty, goal and assist, Kulusevski, Kane and Son, 4-0. I know Middlesbrough probably got some good players. I don't know who they've got up front.
They got
Like,
what more?
what more? Yeah, maybe he might score one, but I want a clean sheet. Like, I want Lloris in goal, not Galini, because Galini is just not good enough. Like, apparently we have already found a replacement for Lloris, the Atletico Bilbao goalkeeper.
Unai Simon.
Yeah, that's the one. Unai Simon. Like, is he someone you take, or do you want someone that is who
I
would
haven't
you
seen
take?
much.
He was quite good at it. He started the Euros.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of him, but he's a very highly rated goalkeeper. I mean, he was ahead of David De Gea in the Spanish squad. So, yeah, I haven't seen much of him, but I know he's very highly rated. So, if that's who they want to go for, then I'd back that for sure.
Yeah, like, yeah, he's someone I take, but I don't think he saves penalties, but I know Galini actually saved one against Cristiano Ronaldo, what, last season, if I'm right, not
For
this
Atalanta,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'd go for Simon, but I don't know if there's any other keepers that can replace Lloris, but I know you don't like Pickford, but I know he's been poor, but he done great for England, 5 clean sheets, and we conceded a free kick with Denmark. But yeah, Pickford, I know he's been poor, but I wouldn't mind Pickford at least for a season then. But he's probably not gonna be coming, let's face it. But Simon, probably better. But Dean Henderson, England keeper. I don't know if there's any other keepers I can remember. Pick maybe Donnarumma, Italian. Donnarumma.
Yeah, if we get Donnarumma, maybe we can go for Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo as well.
Messi, Ronaldo at Tottenham, imagine. But yeah, I say the same score as 4-0. And yeah, I know Kane doesn't want the FA Cup, as I said, but I know Conte won it, what, 3 years ago or 4 with Chelsea. So yeah, I want this FA Cup because then Conte will be a 2-time FA Cup winner. And yeah, look, I just want the FA Cup. Then does that mean we get into Europa League if we win it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want the Champions League back, but we're still in it, and we're still in the top 4 race. But Arsenal didn't play. Wolves lost, and West Ham only won by 1 goal on Thomas Soucek's birthday. And Russia should be punished.
Damn right. Damn right.
Abramovich, yeah, something to do with him. Like, why are Russia doing this crap? Seriously. Bullshit. I send love to everyone who's with Ukraine from there. Yeah. And but thank God England or anyone's never gonna play Russia. No flag, no anthem. Russia might as well be moved from the Women's World Cup, the Euros this year, I think, because it's that's what's going on. England women doing better than the men's, but yeah, if 4-0 tomorrow, I'm FA Cup all day long. And as always, Levy out. And as always, come on, you Spurs, big up everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow after the game.
Nice one, KPV.
Big up, Carl. And I just want to say, don't take any notice of these bullies. We're with you. The whole of the chat is with you. And if you need anyone to talk to, we're here. And up the Spurs.
Yeah, and have you guys got a WhatsApp group I could join?
A WhatsApp group. We don't have many WhatsApp groups, but you can message us on Instagram and Twitter, that's for sure.
So I'll see you all tomorrow. And BBC One, let's just beat Middlesbrough because Son scored against them before. Kane, I don't think has. But let's do this. Come on, you Spurs.
Come
Up
on.
the Spurs. Come on, Kyle. Big up, Kyle. Always great
Big up
having you
KPV.
on. Let's keep moving, though. Let's keep moving, and let's go to another brilliant guest, and that is Aravind.
Hello,
Aravind,
guys.
how's it going, man?
Good, good. What about how are you guys?
Yeah, good. You know, after a 4-0 win, feeling a bit relaxed this morning, and looking forward to the FA Cup tomorrow night at the Riverside. How are you looking at this game? Are you confident? Do you think there'll be many changes to the team?
I just want to say something.
Yeah, go
We
for
need
it.
to take this. We need to take this cup seriously, and I want us to take. Look, we only have two things to focus at. One is the Premier League, and one is the FA Cup. And the
Yeah.
FA Cup is not played week in and week out. It's fifth round, quarterfinals, semi-finals, and finals. So if you take out the finals, it's 3 extra games in a season we are playing. So there is no reason for this club to look by looking and saying that whether we need to look at the FA Cup or whether we need to look at the Premier League. You guys are playing for Spurs, and I think so. Both these things needs to be looking seriously. Yes, as a squad depth, we might be lacking in a lot of positions, and sometimes we don't want to risk injuries. But end of the day, I want us to take both of them seriously, because for me, as much as the top four is really necessary to get for this club for financial needs to back, there is in probability of more there is more chance for us to go and win the FA Cup, because it's a one-off game and anything can happen. I know that the top four is more important for this club, and if we finish fourth, Champions League and everything is important. But to be serious, guys, I want us to see lifting a trophy. I can't wait year in and year out after the season going trophyless. And we need to take this seriously. As much as Harry Kane wants the Champions League, Kane and Son, for me, they both they for them, Kane, Son, and Lloris, these guys deserve a trophy, and I think so. FA Cup for me is something for them to when they leave. At least if they're not going to stay here, if they leave the club, it's not going to be they're not going to be permanent. But this is something which uh, they'll see it as a achievement, because these guys have gone through a lot of cup finals and they have lost, so that's something that's going to be in their mind. So if they just win, if they can just win one trophy, this changes the mentality of the club. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, but what does it do to the club? Do you not think players might be more likely to join us, or we become a more attractive proposition if we do get top four rather than the FA Cup?
I just want to say something. In the last season, when Jose Mourinho's transfer window, where we were lacking funds, we were in the Europa League that season. We were able to get Reguilon to our club. We didn't sign Skriniar, but if we had paid the money, Milan Skriniar could have come to our club. I know Gareth Bale was not someone who was in the top form and he wanted to play. We got Gareth Bale. We signed Carlos Vinicius. So this club can still attract players. I know if we go to the Champions League, we can attract better players than now. But what my thing is, I just don't want this club to look down at the FA Cup, and then by the end of the season, we're not getting the top four. We're finishing fifth or sixth, and we're going to play in the Europa League trophyless. That's something that could happen. Yes, we can push as forward as possible with the top four, but that is I still feel as much as I'm very positive, this club is not mentally enough to get into the top four. That's what I feel, and these guys can prove me wrong. That's something we need to see, because to be serious, we can't lose more than 2 games for us to get into the top four. We can't lose more than that from now. And everything else needs to be a win, because only two teams that are dropping a lot of points is Manchester United and West Ham, where we can close the gap down. But if we are going to go ahead and lose 1 or 2 games, which is highly possible with this club, then it's gone. The top four is gone. So then the only thing we can look at the FA Cup by the end of the season. So I know I want our club to win, go into the Champions League next season, but I really feel that really unlikely, because I still don't trust this club's mentality. One day they tune up really well, one day they're off form, and another day they play well. So if that can be solved, there's a lot of chances. But I really feel that this is something that is more possible for us to win, because it's one-off game. They can just forget it, win the FA Cup, go into the Europa League, win a trophy. Conte is here, get in some key players, grind it. Antonio Conte has said something. This is a slow process. Yeah, I still feel that he's going to see what's going to happen in the summer and the backing, and he's going to stay for minimum 2 years, because they're not going to win the major trophies in one or one season. It's a backing with a direction which we need to go. So I really feel if we can win the FA Cup, get into the Europa League, we get a trophy. If we get a trophy, that gives us more confidence to win the Europa League. If we win the Europa League, it's a Champions League at least. So that's what I feel this club needs to take the direction and get in some key players. And we can convince Kane if Conte is still there, because he also knows what he can bring out. Get the key players, back Conte, get the FA Cup, and there's a positive mood and there's something to look on. That's how I see. That you guys may feel different, and there's a different thing that may happen. But I feel this is more realistic for this club to look ahead, to go into the Europa League, get the FA Cup, go into the Europa League stages, gives us a positive boost, and we can go to the next season. As much as people may slander us, saying that Antonio Conte is playing our team in the Europa League, but he can have the pedigree. At least if we win one trophy, that gives us a go to the next season, and that's how I would plan my season. So that's my feeling. So I want our club to take the FA Cup seriously.
All right. And what's your score prediction tomorrow?
2-1.
Who's going to score?
And I want. I have a feeling that Bergwijn will score tomorrow.
All right, Bergwijn. I think we had someone else. I think Brian said Bergwijn is going to score as well.
I said Bergwijn.
Oh, you said Bergwijn. Didn't Brian said Bergwijn double?
Because I have a strong feeling, because whenever he's given the start, he's been very active and he's been scoring goals. The 2 against Leicester, he scored 1 against Southampton, which was ruled out. I don't know. I have a feeling that there's going to be a Bergwijn special tomorrow.
All right, loving it. Come on, Stevie B, and come on, Aravind. Thanks for coming on today, and we'll speak to you soon.
We need to win the FA Cup. Come on, guys. It's something we really need it. Get the FA Cup, get the Europa League, get into it, get a positive vibe, and build a direction. And it'll look good. It'll look good for us, for the fans, for everyone who's supporting this club. And come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Aravind. Who is on next? No one else. All right, so that brings an end to the stream today. Thank you for all the guests that have come on and contributed. Thank you to all of you in the chat as well. We'll be back very soon with predicted lineup and the Premier League's perspective as well. Antonio's press conference is due at some point today as well. So stay tuned for all the content coming your way. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.